It started on your parents' phone, angry birds in the back seat, Subway surfers under the dinner table. You were maybe 5 years old, and a glowing rectangle felt like pure magic. You didn't own it. You had to borrow it, and that made every minute count double. Then you got a little older, and one birthday changed everything. Your first console of your own, maybe a Nintendo, and Mario ate entire afternoons, hours that felt like minutes. You ran home from school for that screen. You memorized every level. You talked about it at recess like it was real life, because to you, it was. Somewhere in there, a friend showed you Minecraft, and you built worlds together that felt bigger than your actual town. You'd plan your builds during class. You'd rush through homework like it was a loading screen. Time didn't exist in those worlds. Only the next idea did. And then came the big one, a real console, maybe even your first PC. And suddenly you weren't playing alone anymore. Fortnite lobbies at midnight, GTA until 3 in the morning, your friends screaming in your headset over absolutely nothing, snacks everywhere, summer nights that never ended, lockdown weeks where the whole world stopped, but your world was more alive than ever, Christmas mornings with a new controller still cold from the box. You weren't just playing games, you were growing up inside them. And here's the part nobody warned you about. The older you got, the quieter it all became. The lobbies emptied out. The sessions got shorter. The new releases stopped feeling like events. You know the routine now. You open the game. You sit in the menu. You scroll your phone while it loads. You play one match on autopilot, feel absolutely nothing, and close it after 20 minutes, maybe tomorrow, until one night it really hits you. You opened the game and felt nothing. You sat there, staring at the menu screen, waiting for a feeling that never came. Stay with me, because what actually happened to you is not what you think. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what you lost and how to get it back. Here's the story you tell yourself. I just grew out of it. Games are for kids. Or maybe, games got worse. It's all battle passes and cash grabs now. Or the saddest one, my friends just don't have time anymore. Every one of those explanations feels true, and every one of them is wrong. Because think about it, you still open the game. You still download the new season the night it drops. You still watch other people play it at 2 in the morning. If you truly grew out of games, why are you still here? Why does your thumb still find the icon? Something doesn't add up, and a neuroscientist figured out what, decades ago. In the 1990s, a researcher named Berridge ran an experiment that broke a rule the entire field believed in. The rule was simple. Dopamine equals pleasure. More dopamine, more joy. Less dopamine, less joy. Everyone agreed. Berridge took that rule into the lab and tore it apart. He took rats and switched their dopamine almost completely off. And just like the rule predicted, the rats stopped wanting anything. They wouldn't take a single step for food. But then he put sugar directly on their tongues, and the rats loved it. Every reaction of pure enjoyment was still there, fully intact. The pleasure worked perfectly. Only the drive was gone. Then he flipped it. Other rats, dopamine cranked up. Now they wanted everything. Desperately, relentlessly. But their enjoyment didn't grow by a single percent. More wanting. Zero extra liking. And that's when science realized something enormous. Wanting and liking are two completely different systems in your brain. Wanting runs on dopamine. It's huge, loud, and relentless. It's the system that makes you press the button. Liking is different. It's a whisper. Scientists found it lives in tiny, fragile islands in your brain. So small they call them hedonic hotspots. The wanting system is a stadium. The liking system is a matchstick flame. And here's the sentence that should stop you cold. You can want something more and more, while enjoying it less and less. Sound familiar? Because that is exactly what happened to your games. You thought your interest vanished. Look again. The wanting is alive and well. That's why you still open the game. That's why you still download the season. That's why you can't fully walk away. What went quiet is the liking. The signal that made a victory royale feel like fireworks got turned down and turned down and turned down until you couldn't hear it anymore. And no, it's not because you got older. There are 50-year-olds who still feel it. There are teenagers who already don't. Age isn't the volume knob. Something else is. So what turned it down? Think about how you played back then. One screen, one game, nothing else in the room. The game was the single most stimulating thing in your entire day. Your brain poured everything it had into that one glowing window. Now watch yourself play today. The game is running, and your phone is in your hand. A stream on the second monitor, TikTok between matches, music on top, Discord pinging every 40 seconds. You're not playing one game. You're running 5 feeds at once, and the game is just one of them. In 2009, researchers at Stanford studied people who consume media exactly like this. Everything, everywhere, all at once. They expected to find multitasking superpowers. They found the opposite. The heavy multitaskers were worse at filtering, worse at focusing, worse at feeling any single thing deeply. Their attention had been spread so thin, nothing landed anymore. Because your brain adapts to the flood the only way it can. It turns the master volume down on everything. Every extra stimulus you stack raises the bar for what counts as exciting. And one day, a video game, one single screen of carefully crafted fun, quietly slipped under that bar. Call it the silent patch. Somewhere in the last few years, your brain shipped an update you never agreed to. Patch notes, all rewards reduced. Joy volume, lowered. Novelty bonus, removed. Nothing was announced, no changelog was published, and you've been playing on that patch ever since. Not just in games, in everything. And here's the cruel loop. The less the game makes you feel, the more you stack on top of it. A podcast while you play, a stream on screen too, scrolling through the loading screen, more input, chasing some kind of feeling. But every layer you add turns the master volume down further. So you add another layer, which mutes it more, which makes you add more. More stimulation, less feeling, more stimulation. until you're not playing the game at all anymore. You're using it as background noise for your own numbness. And this is the part that should actually worry you. It was never just about gaming. The same silent patch is running on your music. When did an album last give you chills? It's running on your food, your shows, even your people. And here's the proof you already know. Those nights when you end up watching old clips at 2 in the morning, old seasons, old intros, videos about the golden era of your game. You're not watching gameplay, you're visiting a feeling. Games are simply where you noticed it first, because games are the one place where you remember, in perfect detail, exactly how good it used to feel. So here's the twist. You didn't lose interest in games. The games still work. The wanting still works. Even the liking system is still in there. Those little islands never disappeared. They've just been shouted over for years, which means the thing you've been mourning was never your childhood. It's a volume knob, and a volume knob can be turned back up. Here's how, and it's not what the internet keeps selling you. You don't need to quit gaming. You need the opposite. You need to play like it's 2015 again. One screen, that's the whole method. Phone in another room. Not face down next to you. In another room. No stream on the side. No podcast on top. Just you and the game. The way it was when it worked. And I'll be honest with you, the first night will feel wrong. Almost boring. Your thumb will itch for the second screen every 90 seconds. That itch is not boredom. That's the flood withdrawing. Let it itch. Night 2. Something strange happens. The game starts to breathe again. You notice the music you've been skipping for years, the details in the map, the weight of the movement. Your brain, with nothing else to process, starts actually receiving the game again. And somewhere around night 3, in some small, stupid moment, a clutch you didn't deserve, a sunset in the game world, a joke in voice chat that hits exactly right, the volume comes back up, just a notch, but you'll recognize it instantly. Because that feeling has been waiting under the patch this entire time. One more thing, invite the boys, seriously, not for ranked, for the chaos. Because half of what you've been missing was never the game itself. It was laughing with your friends until 3 in the morning while the pizza got cold. That system, the human one, never got patched. It's just been sitting in the party lobby waiting for someone to send the invite. So no, you didn't grow out of games. You grew into a world so loud that nothing gets through anymore. The 5-year-old on his parents' phone didn't love games because he was a kid. He loved them because in that moment, that little screen was the only thing happening. His whole brain got to show up for it. Tonight, you can give yourself that again. One screen, one game. The boys, if you can get them. And somewhere between the loading screen and 3 in the morning, you might just meet him again. The kid who ran home from school because the best part of his day was waiting for him behind one glowing screen. Every study in this video is linked down below. The real science, not opinions. And if this one hit home, subscribe, because your brain has a lot more stories like this one. And the next video is already on its way.